What's up, boss?
Mike, seems like there's a change of plans. The corporate wants to put the pipeline on the other side of the yard. Right behind you, right next to that tree. What the heck does that smell? You didn't by any chance bust a pipeline or gas line or anything, did you?
No, boss. My wife packed some pinto beans in my lunch, and well, you know, pinto beans go right through me, so you know, it's what it does.
Well, never mind, I don't want to know about it. Anyway, the pipeline is right behind you, right next to that tree. So moving on over there, okay?
Oakley dokley, boss. I got you. I'm heading that way right now. Everyone, this is Clay with Digifactor's Animation. Hope you enjoyed that little clip. Well, that little clip was sort of like a demonstration of what you can do when you animate props. Now, let's take props like a car. Now, we all would love to have our characters ride inside of a car. And the only things that we can do is to use green screens and that to simulate the effects of our character sitting in the car and the background moving. And you can use the textures to animate the wheels to make the wheels look like they're spinning. Or you can use cameras on a backdrop to move the camera around and you can simulate it that way. But what if you want a bird's eye view or another angle to where that character is in that car or vehicle, whatever he's in, moving, and that character is inside of it? Well, with Muvizu, you really can't do that. For some reason, a character cannot stay on an object while it's moving, unless you use props. Now, what you see before you here is a prop of a backhoe on a construction site. This backhoe is made up of one, two, three, 4, 5, 6 pieces. And this is in scene 1, the very first scene, where you see I got the camera in a bird's eye view and it's moving around, picking up dirt and then dropping it into the pile. And it's bird's eye, and you can see the character inside of it. Now, I figured the only way that you can actually do that in Muvizu is by creating a prop of the character. So you create a prop of the character and you add it to your model prop. So like the backhoe, for instance, here. So if I zoom in, and you can see that the character doesn't actually have a face because it's a prop. So if you don't zoom in too close into the prop, you wouldn't notice that he didn't have a face or anything like that. But in my video, I pretty much did because I wanted to show that it was a prop. Now, you can, whenever you make a model of your vehicle or whatever you want the character to be in, you can go ahead and make the model of the character and then add it to the model prop and then stick it in there somewhere where you want them to have, like I did here. So the character prop is actually a part of the model that I have of the backhoe here, and that is the cab of the backhoe. And you can see there's no face, and you can see the blockiness and everything. Now, this character was made of one of the base characters that I basically gave away for free for other people to use. And if you don't have that, I will provide again a link in the description below to those character base models. So once you set your character up, you can make, give the shirt a different color or whatever. So whenever you added into the video, and you got another character that you're going to use, and you can give that character the same color hat, same color skin, or same color pants. So whenever you move to the other scene where it shows him inside of the um, on the inside of the cab of the backhoe. You have to forgive me, I'm a little tired. You can see the actual character and the Muvizu character. So let me show you that right now. And here he is. This is the character inside of. This is the actual Muvizu character inside of the backhoe prop. Now, I made several different sets of the same scene, and each set has a different version of the backhoe prop with the prop character inside, and then I'll show you those in a few minutes. But right now, yeah, so when I did a bird's eye view of the backhoe moving around with the character inside operating it using a prop. Now, from a distance, you couldn't really actually tell unless you paid a real good attention to it. You couldn't actually tell that there wasn't no character in there, driving it. But as I showed you when we got up close to it, that it was an actual character, prop character. So it was, So, but when you go to the actual scene with the actual character inside of the empty backhoe prop or whatever prop that you want to use, you can make it look like that character is. It just seems like that the character is actually inside of it. So, but back up and you can see that now this is just all one piece. Okay. This is just all one piece. This is one whole prop. And this is a different scene. I mean, a different set of the same scene. Everything in the same position. So forth. So, you can say if you're using a prop to simulate your character actually driving that, it's like an action movie. So you have an actor that's going to do a stunt, but the actor doesn't want to they don't actually use the actors to do the stunt. So they have stunt doubles. So in our case, when we're driving the backhoe, moving it around and everything, we're using a double of the character, but it's actually a prop. I guess you understand what I'm trying to say. So with Muvizu, this is pretty much the easiest way I can think of doing this without actually having to use backdrops and green screens to make it look like these characters actually in there. So you would switch from one set to the other of the same scene to make this simulate the character actually being inside of the backhoe. So I hope this all makes sense. It's hard for me to explain, but I'm explaining the best way I can. So and then you got the boss guy, So you got several cameras there, several cameras. You got one facing him. I can't remember why I did that one, but it's actually just this one and this camera. These are the only two cameras that I'm using, and you can see that I have 4 cameras in different angles. So basically all I'm using is camera 1 and 3, because that's just them talking. So when he answers that question, what the heck did that smell, so forth, and he did the pinto bean thing. Sort of kind of like a little cloister humor that I added in there. Yeah, so excuse me a minute. Yeah, okay. Alright, sorry about that. The old lady give me something to eat. Okay, so you have one scene of an animated prop with an animated character inside moving around, making it look like your Muvizu character is operating the backhoe and digging a hole and moving around and dropping the pile. And then it switched when the boss guy walks up, waving at him, and it switched to this scene of the other prop, an empty prop with an actual character inside. Now let me show you. So, let me move the character out. If I let go of him, he goes right through it. Well, I have inside here, I have an invisible block with the physics turned on where it can be stood on. So I got that in place. I did a keyframe to move it in there, and then I locked it. I think I locked it. Yeah, I locked it so it can't be moved. So whenever I put the character in the set position, I can put them inside of that cockpit. Let me move them back around. Like so. And he's sitting inside of it. So, props, when you're using props, it helps in a lot of ways. It helps you do things you can't actually do in Muvizu without them. So props are good. So you could just say for this character, the prop in the other scene, in the other set of the same scene, is actually the character's double. So let me switch back to that other set with the same scene. So just give me a second here. Now you can see the difference between the actual character and then the double character, the prop character. So now I didn't add a face to that because I'm to the character or the prop character, if you will. I didn't add a face to it because I wanted to show you what I'm trying to do here. So I'm creating a prop with a dummy character in it to help simulate your actual character driving the backhoe. So yeah, and if you do this, and you can probably maybe add a face to your character. This is just some ideas that I'm giving you to show you how I do pretty much my tricks on certain things. Now, you may not realize, but in a lot of videos that I've made, like Star Wars Kevin Eddy, I did this exact same thing. I used prop characters. Now, you didn't actually notice it because I tried so hard to make that prop character to look like the actual character. But in this right here, I didn't, because this is pretty much a tutorial. Well, an explanation tutorial, I guess, if you want to call it that. But yeah, that's how I did a lot of my Star Wars Kevin Eddy videos. I used props with prop characters. Alright, so, but let me show you. If you zoom back, give it at a good angle, and you wouldn't really be able to tell if that wasn't an actual character in there. Maybe a little bit, but it gives that feeling. It gives your video that feeling that your character's in there operating it. So if I open up my timeline and I got everything already animated here, because I left everything alone. So if you get this set, and the set's pretty much a tutorial within itself, you can see these are the actual timelines that I used to create this video. So let me play that. And you'll notice this is actually for the title scene too as well. Oh yeah, so just do that, and then so that was the title scene. So now, since I got the timeline open, you can see all of the tracks for every keyframe for each piece of the backhoe. So I got this one here, so you got to see the tracks. So there's like it moves back and forth. So for each keyframe here. Now you may see certain little jiggly out of place movement, and feel free to fix that. You can add maybe another keyframe to fix that movement to try to straighten it up. I left that part alone, so it's pretty much open for you to edit the way you want to edit. So it's pretty much on this right here. So you can't see that because the actual track to the timeline keyframes are inside because it's just you know it's not moving a little bit maybe. So um, when the boss guy came up and told him that he needs to move to the other spot of the yard, um, he had, he asked because of the pipeline. They changed their mind. They want the pipeline to be on the other side of the yard by the tree behind them, which is this tree here. So, yeah, okay. So let me go to that. Let's go to that set for that. And let's give me a second here, and I'll switch. Okay, now here we go. Now this is still the same scene, but it's the third part of the set. It's the third set of the same scene. Now I have the set one for the start of the animation where it's digging up the hole and all that, and then I got set two where the boss guy walks up, waves at him to talk to him, and the cameras switch back and forth with them talking, and you actually see the actual Muvizu character talking. And this is set three, back in back with the prop character with the prop crane thing, and you can see there's no face there. So this is the part right after he tells him that he needs to know where the boss guy is. I guess I deleted him by accident. I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, right after the boss tells him, and he says, "Okay, I'm on my way," or whatever there. So he turns the backhoe around facing that tree and moves over there. So we're going to watch that part. And this is the camera, and I got the camera animated to follow. You can see the track of the camera. So the camera is following the animation of that backhoe. So let's watch that. And here's the camera right here. So you can watch the camera move down the track as it follows. Ah, there's the boss guy. I wonder where he came from. I thought I deleted him. Anyway, that's pretty much it on that. So, back it up. Now, you can alter these keyframes as you like, however you want to do it, or you can add more keyframes. If you think something's off that I did, then you can add the keyframes to fix it. Now these are cue points here, and I use those cue points to help mark all of my keyframes, so I can have some pieces move along with the other, especially on the first set at the beginning of the first scene when it's animated to dig up the hole and move the dirt over to this pile. Well, I did that for each part, and I used this. I used the cue points to help mark where I want those keyframes to be. So I wanted all this to move together. So the keyframes with these cue points helping me, this shows me where I need to put that other keyframe for the other piece. So that cue points are actually really helpful. So keep going back and forth like this. Now another thing you've noticed. Now watch the track of the backhoe. you'll notice it's turning a solid color. And the reason why I did that, I don't know if it's good for this or not, but let's say like you got a car and it's an FBX format. In fact, all of these pieces on everything of the backhoe is all FBX, and you can adjust the colors if you want. So, you can, change the colors whatever you want to do it if you want. You know, pretty much. Now on the track here, I got a color down here called, let's see, it's called moving metal or moving color, moving metal. So I got move metal. Move metal is not it. So moving metal, that's the character. This is all the characters right here. So moving metal, I think it is move metal. Move metal. Let's see, that's not it. I don't remember where it was at. Oh, my bad. Okay, so it's not on this part. I gotta remember this is two separate parts. So the moving metal won't be on the cab. It will be on the tracks itself. So like I said, it's made up of two parts. On this set here, or the third set, the prop will be made up of two pieces. Just this, and it's all one whole piece. And this right here is another piece. So if I click on that and go to edit, go to properties, now you can see the moving metal. So, and this is the color. What we want to change is the opacity. So what I've done, I made another track, which is a solid track, over this track, and I put cylinders, solid cylinders, over this the wheels inside the tracks there, to help simulate that it's moving. Now you can do this in an FBX format model car. You can do the same exact thing. So whenever it takes off moving, you can change it to the solid color to make it simulate it's moving really fast. Now, a backhoe doesn't move that fast, but I've done it anyway just to give you an idea. So if I move the opacity, and you can see it turning back. But when it moves, when you move it back, it's taking off. So I did both of them like that. So let me open up timeline here, and let's watch that. Watch that play. Now you see how it turns to solid color, because I'm trying to simulate that the tracks are moving. So you'll do a keyframe for the property. So you'll go to property. So like prepare, move, like prepare, and then you go to property, and you see I got it said moving track colors. So that way I can change it from the moving track back to that. So the moving track color, I got it set for, let's see, yeah, it's just to change the color. So once I change the color, I can, mess around with the opacity of that to make it look like and it's all on the keyframe. You got to make sure you add the keyframe to that. So let's play that back. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it on my trick in this tutorial. I hope you all understand. You have to forgive me. I just got off work and have a little bit of a toothache, so I had to take a little bit of my pain medicine that the doctor gave me for my toothaches, and it's kind of making me a little out of it a little bit. So I hope I didn't get tongue-tied or anything like that. But let me try to sum everything up. Now, the whole idea of this tutorial, and the whole idea of the 3 sets of the same scene, is to help you simulate having a character inside of a moving object with the character moving along with it, without having to use any green screens or backdrops with camera textures or anything like that. And this is all using FBX. Okay, That way you can change your colors, the color of the shirt on the character. You can even change the color of the skin. You can change the color of the wheels and the color of the hull of the backhoe, or whatever you want to do. So yeah, so basically when you start off, you're going to be in the first set of the same scene, bird's eye view of the tractor moving around, look like you got a little character and they're driving. So when the boss guy walks up, then you'll switch to the other scene or the other set. And the reason why I did them in 3 different sets, so you didn't have to mess anything up or change anything. Everything is in the same position. So pretty much, yeah. So you would switch from the first scene to the second scene where the boss guy comes up and it has the actual character sitting in there talking. So and then it goes back and it shows the character moving again inside of moving the crane. It's just giving the illusion that the character is operating the vehicle, pretty much. Well, anyway, I'm trying to explain it the best way I can. I hope this is helpful to you. But anyway, I'm going to supply all 3 sets as a bundle pack. It's pretty much the same thing anyway. So this tutorial is basically a set, and this set is a tutorial within itself. All you have to do is click on everything, open the timeline, study the keyframes, how I got it all set up. So pretty much it. So yeah, so this is pretty much it. So I will have a description, a download, well, a link to my PayHip account. And excuse me, I'm still in a little pain. It's not quite setting in all the way, but it's making me drowsy. But anyway, I will have a link to my PayHip account with this set. It ain't gonna be that much because it's all the same thing. So whenever you download, buy the set, and if you want to save this into your favorites, just click on each one, go to edit, close its properties, or go to edit, and then go and see you already have it named. So just go to favorites and put save for each part. Do everything like that. That way you'll have it for later on, and you can put this thing back together and animate it the way you want. So anyway, this is actually one of my biggest tricks that I use in a lot of my videos, especially Star Wars Cabinetti. That's pretty much it. I hope everyone finds this helpful or makes any sense out of it. I may look back on this and say, damn, I did it like that. Maybe I should have waited until after I woke up the next morning and did this, but no, because I have to get up early in the morning and take off for work. Anyway, that's pretty much it. If you find this helpful and if you like it, just click on the like down below, and that's it. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. I will be making a lot more tutorials for Muvizu, and I will be creating a lot more sets and assets. So, alright, well that's it everyone. I hope everyone has a blessed night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.